So you think about it differently. So for example, whenever it comes to a bodily process, I always ask the question, what exactly is the body trying to do? In other words, not just, gee, that's an interesting phenomenon, I wonder what's going on. Oh, this molecule is moving that way, and that molecule is moving this way, and these are combining. Instead of those usual questions and getting lost in the weeds, I always bring myself back to the question, what exactly is the body trying to do? So it leads to discoveries such as in my most recent research about inflammation. Inflammation is now understood to be the root cause of so many things that make people sick and die these days. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease. All of these things are now laid at the doorstep of inflammation. Oh yes, it's chronic inflammation, but we don't know why. Why? Oh, well, all these additives and insecticides and preservatives and trans fats and everything like that. What I have come to discover is that it's not a matter of what we're eating, it's really what we don't eat. It's really a matter of nutritional deficiency. And the key discovery about the process of inflammation itself is that medical science has it absolutely wrong. Read any medical textbook or biological textbook and they will tell you that inflammation is a natural response to tissue injury. I will tell you that is categorically not true. It's a natural response to infection. If there's no infection, why is your body getting in its own way? Why, if you sprain your ankle, do you have to put ice on it to keep your body from doing the wrong thing? From getting, so this is the kind of thing, when you actually understand that the body is living, you begin to understand these things. So the discovery led to, and other observations basically led to the idea that it's a particular amino acid called glycine, the simplest amino acid there is, which most people are deficient in. Why are we deficient in glycine? Well, we all know that we have to eat whole grains in order to get the B vitamins we need. We discovered that 100 years ago. Whole grains, fine, but what about the whole pig, the whole chicken, and the whole fish, and the whole cow? Right, we cut off the muscle meats and we throw the bones away, but everybody knows grandma's chicken soup is so good for you. Why? Because you're boiling the collagen out of the bones. That's the protein, and that's where most of the glycine is. Well, it turns out that glycine is also an amino acid that, as the free amino acid, is needed in high concentration all the time in your body to keep those cells that do the inflammation from being hyperactive. So if I sprain my ankle because I'm not glycine deficient, it doesn't swell up. If I get sunburned, oh, my skin can get as red as a boiled lobster, and then I come in, I go in the shade, and then it fades, it goes away. So that led to actually developing it as a product. So I actually sell a product called Sweetamine, which is mainly it's glycine in a form that's it's formulated like a sweetener. So all you have to do is add it to something you drink every day. And it restores the amount of glycine that you might otherwise get if you had all the bones and the connective tissues from the meat, fish, and poultry you eat. And
are there other benefits to glycine, or?
Well, yeah. Well, most of the benefits have to do with the fact that it prevents inappropriate inflammation. Now, not only are there many diseases and all these other diseases like heart disease and cancer and so on, it will take years to prove that if you correct the glycine deficiency that you actually won't get these diseases. But there are some where we know the role of inflammation, and I know from experience now of myself and my family and customers that, for example, many diseases which would be made worse, which are made worse by the presence of inflammation, become insignificant. Gout is one of them. Another one is shingles. I just had shingles. I had shingles most of the summer, all through June and into July, just this last summer. And how did I know I got shingles? I had a very classic case. My neurologist looked at my rash and he said, oh yes, that's shingles, classic shingles. I had the classic shingles rash. Except for
where was it on your body?
On the back, lower back, one side. It's classical, a particular kind of rash.
So
it's always on one side.
You couldn't see it?
I couldn't see it, except, I couldn't see it, right. And the thing is, I couldn't feel it. When I tell people I had shingles, they say, oh, it's like somebody died, you know. And no, the fact is, it was just a nuisance. And the way I found it was, I was just soaping up in the shower and I feel these bumps on my back with my fingers. Oh, well, gee, I wonder what those are. So I looked in the mirror, in the double mirror, so I could, see behind me, and there it was. And so I saw my neurologist, who confirmed it and said, yes, this is classic shingles. And so, but it didn't hurt. So I know gout. I had one friend who was taking my glycine supplements and said when he has a gout outbreak, it's very mild. So shingles, very mild, no pain. Another condition like that is something called RSD, reflexive sympathetic dystrophy, which is a chronic condition that often happens in old war wounds, right? So wounded warriors get a condition like that. And again, it's because of inflammation. And this goes away. Fibromyalgia,
It goes away if you take some glycine.
No, if you actually include that daily as a supplement in your diet. In other words, if you get enough of it to eat, because it's not a drug. This is not a drug. I don't sell drugs. And glycine is not a drug.
This is something that we're just deficient in. So our human bodies produce glycine.
Yes, that's another thing where you could see where the research has led us astray. Hold on with words. There's another case where research has led us astray. So, for example, we say glycine can be made by the human body, as you point out. That makes it what? That makes it non-essential. Well, you say, non-essential. Doesn't sound very important, does it? It's non-essential.
Yeah.
But in fact, again, thinking as a living, intelligent body designed that way, right? What would you think if you're the body now? Put some intelligence actually into the body. What is the body thinking? The body's thinking, well, if you had to design a body and how it's going to survive and grow and reproduce and all those things, right? You're intelligent now. So you say, what do I need to be able to make from scratch? Well, glycine is one of those things that's so important. It has so many critical roles, and you have to have a lot of it in your body every day, and it circulates through your body very quickly. Whoa, that's really important. I better be able to make it from scratch. So you see, here we call it from a nutritional point of view, we say, oh, it's non-essential. But from the body's point of view, hey, this is real important. That's why it's made from scratch in the body. But it doesn't make enough of it, especially because the particular amino acid content of muscle meats actually, even though it has some glycine, it actually strips glycine from the body. That's another longer topic that we don't have time to get into. But all I can say is that...
So your research has focused on trying to improve life.
Yes.
As, I think most all research tries to improve life, but you're saying that overall the biology has had like a death grip on itself.
Or this particular thinking that living beings are really complex, inanimate things has had a death grip on our biological thinking and everything that's flowed from it.